athletic in there are going to have to cover a lot of ground against an athletic midfielder of Cote d'Ivoire. And Ahmed, Nelson, Jebison and Laren's an interesting duo up top. Kyle Laren captains the side and has got a lot of trust with Jesse Marsh heading into this game.
We mentioned the 50th cap for Stefan Eustachio on the weekend. A couple of cap moments that we'll get to with the insertion of Laren and Osorio into the lineup. We'll get to that coming up shortly as the banners get set to be exchanged and the final poses for each side here. Cote d'Ivoire not wanting to leave. They've come all this way empty-handed, of course, after the 1-0 defeat at the hands of New Zealand in their opener of this Canadian Shield. With all those changes, Derek Cornelius, the one guy, of course, sticking around onto that lineup for today. And the officials, Philip Dujic is the man in charge of this match. And they had to do a little bit of a shuffle, so he got the call late to come into this match. And the coin toss. As we get set to close out this Canadian Shield, and the crowd filled it in nicely after the early match. Saw a victory for Ukraine, holding off New Zealand. And here's a look at what Cote d'Ivoire has in store for Canada.
Yeah, 8 changes from them as well, Blake. They go to their experience really with Frank Kessie, former Milan Barcelona man, now plays football in the Middle East. He comes into the middle of the park alongside Nottingham Forest player Ibrahim Sangare and Kosuno at the back line, Atalanta man. So players that play at the highest level have played at the highest level. The most interesting part of this team is the front four. Adingra, Gussan, Pepe and Guillaume. We'll see what kind of setup they are. We think that Gussan will be the focal point, number 9. He was devastating off the left in the first game in the first half against New Zealand, but a lot of quality there, a lot of pace, and on the counter-attack, Canada will have to concentrate, otherwise they guys can cause them tons of problems.
European veteran Sébastien Haller on the bench, though. One option for Cote d'Ivoire a little bit later. And they do have a debutant as well, Parfait Guillaume, making his debut here against Canada. And scoring first will be interesting. Both sides riding absolutely crazy runs. 11 wins in a row for Cote d'Ivoire when they get the first one. And under Jesse Marsh, it has been 7 straight for Canada when they score first. We'll see if those numbers can hold for either side here in this one. And the press is on already with that speed of Jaden Nelson forcing the issue. And the first throw-in goes to the African side as Canada bolts out of the gate. Single to throw in. And Kubi rising to greet that one. Osorio battling for possession. To the near side touchline. Kona gets it back. Ahmed tracking back. Gasson charging towards goal. Won't get the pass, but it is an early corner here for Cote d'Ivoire. Yeah,
Cote d'Ivoire played some nice quick stuff in the near flank here, left-hand side, and trying to get the ball in really quickly to Evan Gasson. He's through the middle. He's a focal point. He's got the size. See a little give and go. Ali Ahmed with a press that was broken, and then that's what happens. You get in behind, get at the back four. Danger here from this first corner kick of the game.
Dingra. And swinging ball, no, he'll send it short. Pepe challenged by Nelson. Now Adingra towards goal, but well over the bar.
I thought he was caught in 2 minds, whether to try and cross it into the far post or have a shot, and it was neither in the end. 2v2 out in the wide areas, and Pepe with a little hip wiggle to create the space for Adingra.
It's Kyle Laren, the veteran, taken off of him. Guillagon, again in his first appearance for Cote d'Ivoire, lost control of the ball, and Canada will throw from a deep spot here in its own half. Correa, back heel by Larin to keep it alive. Jefferson, a touch on it as well. Kone coming together with Kessie, the 2-8s. Kessie wins that one. In for Gassano, cleared by Waterman, right into the chest of his keeper.
Just about. It was an awkward one for Joe Waterman. He had to stretch his right leg, got enough on it to get it in the air and give Dane Sinclair time to come out, but the threats there from Cote d'Ivoire, they're not hanging around. When they get the chance to go forward and attack with numbers, they're doing so in the early stages.
Foul on Nelson as he takes down Singo. Barge in the back there by Nelson. Kona for Gassan, who will be a handful. Size and speed for Cote d'Ivoire. Ahmed came in to dispossess, but now Kessie steals it back. Gassan surrounded by red. And Osorio nearly able to get away with it.
Yeah, 3 players all around. Gassan really preventing them playing it forward, and as he turns, he just takes the opportunity to go over here. A little nick from Ali Ahmed, little traps being set, particularly in the wider areas by Canada like this, to try and go and pinch the ball.
Cornelius protecting, sees it up for a goal kick. Dane Sinclair, will he be the man in 2026? It seems a bit of a dogfight right now, doesn't it, with him and Max Crepeau?
Yeah, I think that it's going to go on and on right until the final days before the first game here, June 12, 2026. Both guys fighting hard for that starting spot, both very capable. At the moment, I'd say Sinclair's in pole position.
Jefferson will to collect that. Osorio, a little heavy touch, but Ahmed collects for Lorraine. And as usual, Richie Larea in the middle of things. And Phil Duich already running in. Jefferson, get it back for Osorio. Tackle over the top. Kone taken down now. Sangare came in heavy.
It's ferocious in the middle of the park, isn't it? Kessie's had a good start to the game. Now playing with Al Ali, but he's played all over the biggest clubs in Europe. He's really in there. This is the challenge from Sangare on Ishmael Kone. It's free kicking. Quite a dangerous area. What is it, about 40 yards out? Chance to swing it into the box. Adekubi there. Ali Ahmed. Got to be careful of the counter-attack you see on the far side. And Dingras is hanging out there. Got to get the delivery right. Can they put it right in that space between defence and goalkeeper?
Be it Adekubi. No, it is Laurent. Low driving ball to make a play. Up to Kone. Now it's into the middle for Larin, and he's offside. The flag is up. And they finally blow play down. But Philip Duich was maybe a little bit slow to react to the flag himself.
Well, it was a poor first ball from Ali Ahmed, but then he's right on to the second one. What a tackle it is. He tries to get it in early. It doesn't give Larin time to come back into an onside position. He's fighting to get his shot away, and eventually back to Waterman. He puts it away, but the whistle had gone, and definitely offside. Kyle Larin.
Yeah, going to well to spin away from that one. Now the cross is there. Kone clears into a safe position. Sangare. Just behind everybody, including Kone. Adekubi's got to be quick with it. Nice passing by Canada for the first time, really. But they can't build up. Kessie down the right side, and Ingram trying to cut it back. No, goes toward goal, but the angle was impossible. And yet it banks it off of Dane St. Clair, wins the quarter. No, they're saying goal now.
Yeah, I thought that myself, Blake, the first angle, but I think St. Clair just wedges himself next to the post and just clips off it. Tight angle. His touch wasn't as tight as it needed to be. You see there, St. Clair just pulls his hands away at the last minute.
Ray forced to head that back into play. On a couple of occasions now, able to keep the ball alive. Jefferson. Laren back for Osorio. Straight through a trio of teammates. We're seeing Laren back just a little bit. Jesse Marsh. It was clear that Laren, without Jonathan David beside him, would sort of play a Jonathan David role, with Jefferson might be the man highest up. Pass onto the open side. Track down for Kusunu. Pepe. Dingra. Ball escapes. Canada won't be allowed to take over as they calm things down a little bit here, past the 8-minute mark now at BMO Field.
And the only time it's calm is when the ball's out the park, either for a goal kick or a throw-in. At the moment, it's very, very frantic when the ball's in play, and both sides having to play at an incredible pace to try and keep possession because of the press and the intensity of the opposition.
A lot of speed out there for both sides. Kusunu sidesteps Jefferson. It's crossed by Sangare. Another ball ahead, looking for Gasson beyond his reach, and his hands are in the air, wanting better service, perhaps.
Good idea, the early ball from Singo. He just had to feed it in more rather than play it with the pace that he did, just touch it.
Great pass ahead by Laren. Lorea. Jefferson wants it in the middle instead of short for Ahmed. And he's just a step ahead. The flag goes up. So promising for Canada.
Promising. That was a tight one, wasn't it, in Ali Ahmed? Might give us a better angle. Yeah, he is just off. Just
centimeters.
Yeah, not a lot. Good run, good play down the right. The combination between Richie Larea and Ali Ahmed.
Badra Ali Sangare in goal for Cote d'Ivoire, and a 39-year-old getting some rare action. Yahia Fofana has been getting the bulk of the World Cup qualification, so the elder statesman with a couple of matches here. He started both of the Canadian Shield. Aaron would love to test on the back heel intended for Jefferson. To Kessie instead, but Nelson forces the issue, wins it back. Nelson, byline. Couldn't cut it back, but it looked like that might have banked off the defender and out. And nothing doing, says Philip Dujic. It's a goal kick.
Yeah, I just think it caught Jade Nelson's feet on the way out. Love this though, the press again from Nelson then. No thoughts about spinning back. He's driving right towards the 18-yard box, gets in there, and yeah, maybe you're right, Blake. Might have been the defender. It's quite hard to tell. I love the positivity from Nelson. First to press and then to drive towards goal.
A little bit of a tug from behind there by Laren. What do you think of the self-criticism of Nelson as a substitute last match? He's disappointed he didn't get a couple of goals, says Jesse Marsh.
Yeah, of course. I mean, these guys are perfectionists, aren't they? They always want more. I love that attitude. You can never think in the finished product. Jade Nelson knows he's got a lot to go and highlights the huge potential that he has. And he goes again with the press. And I think his final product's been better. It's improving all the time. It's still got to keep improving. He's certainly a player on the rise with the Vancouver Whitecaps and the Canadian men's national team.
And Kubi. Is it off Singo's head? All the way back now for Sangare. Kessie. Ball over the top of Dingra. Won't be able to catch up to that. Dane St. Clair will walk it back into his arms, and a quick rollout for Sam Matakubi on the left side. And Looks like all symptoms for all three Whitecaps are over and done with after their visit to Cruz Azul in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. All three in the starting lineup here for this one. Jemison makes the turn. Clangs off of Sangare's feet. Kone now. Under pressure. Back to Adekubi. Kone. The Ivorian-born Ishmael Kone moved to Canada, Montreal area when he was 7, but I'm sure an interesting matchup for him. Gasson trying to tuck that in for Adingra. Doesn't work now. Adekubi with some space. Nelson knocks that back for Cornelius. Ahmed for Laren. He's being harassed from behind. And Kessie coming together.
I thought Jewett just wants to calm this down. Kessie's right up for this one. He's got a point to prove, didn't start on Saturday in the defeat to New Zealand, and you can see that he's right up for this one. He comes in on Laren and a little bit of a bite there and a sort of knee to the face, just to let Laren know he's not going to get a second all evening.
Cornelius finds Nelson. Kone rattles off of him. Still alive for Osorio. Nelson now at the edge. A little push off. Gives the ball back to Cote d'Ivoire. Pepe trying to get free of Adekubi. A couple of tugs, but no call just yet. Down the right flank now. Adingra. Pass was intercepted for a moment. That rolls down his back. Kone with the turn. Finds some space. Ishmael Kone, but not enough numbers for Canada.
Maybe the wrong run from Jemison coming across the front. Could he have stayed out the left and stretched the pitch that way? And trying to get it threaded through, but just too many numbers there for Kone to play the pass.
And it's Adekubi down in the corner.
He's holding on to his ribs, I think, his chest area. Looks to be in a bit of pain, Sam Adekubi.
And the Whitecaps and Whitecaps fans breathing a sigh of relief. He's not grabbing his legs because he's had a devil of a time with his calves, hamstrings, and quads over the last 18 months.
I'm not too sure if maybe he just gets trodden on here by accident. You see how competitive it is in there. Canada did a wonderful job of getting numbers in and around Adingra and Pepe, who were over in that area. Jesse Marsh using this break as an opportunity to have a little tweak to some of the tactics, some of the pressing. A couple of times Canada a bit too aggressive when they set a trigger. They try and press two strikers and they've left Sangare free or Kessie free. They're going to be careful of that one, but it's a very, very high tempo game so far. Not a lot of quality because both sides are defending, pressing so well.
Obviously some nicks in any match, but Canada escaped that first one without injury. Promised David was sent for imaging and looks clear to go. I doubt he sees action here today, but no injury detected. Adekubi off the pitch now, and we'll wait for the green light to come back on. Canada with 10 for a moment here. Performative challenge from Pepe, and Dane St. Clair set to get us back going. Adekubi back onto the pitch as well. And right into Jemison. Eric Ramsey of Minnesota United has been praising the improvement in Dane St. Clair's passing from the back this season. get another chance here. Right back towards Jemison. Flicking that forward, looking for Nelson. Couldn't get a second touch on.
Kasunu just stayed off it. He was trusted that the ball was going to bounce through to him. Nelson got a little nick on that forward, and his momentum was going to take him past the Atalanta defender.
Corner forward. We'll get a second chance. Here you go. Shifty. Getting inside. Couldn't find Pepe. Guess up. Knocking down Larea. Boy, you can certainly see Parfait Guillagon's quality, can't you?
Fast, isn't he? Skillful. That was the mistake. The flick from Osorio should have went into Coney, and the gap opened up. He's driving in it. I'm not sure that the pass was the right selection there with this space in front of him. 16, 17 yards out. Just take the shot on. Drive into space. Tries to just slip it to Pepe, and read well by Derek Cornelius.
St. Clair. Walked down ahead of Jemison there. Cornelius following up. Kessie looking for Adingra. Adekubi in front of that. Sangare dropping for Singo. Now it's Pepe. Shoulder to shoulder with Cornelius. Wins that, but then gave it back to Adingra. Challenged by Adekubi. And the foul is there. A yellow card shown to Sam Adekubi.
Yeah, committed to make the challenge. Adingra was too sharp for him. Did a little touch to it. Now Adekubi's got to be careful for the rest of this game. Pace of the game is absolutely electric. It's fast, it's furious. There's no time to think. Any kind of little mistake, misplaced pass is pounced upon by the opposition. And at the moment, Cote d'Ivoire are winning the midfield battle. They've got control in there. So they've just got a little hold in this game, and a wide free kick that is in a dangerous position. Is it an in-swinger or an out-swinger? Pepe out there with his left foot. Canada a little bit deep.
And a lot of jousting along the line. Right on top of the spot almost, or in the vicinity of the spot. Philip Dujic in there to control traffic for now. Right at goal, and Dean St. Clair dives across, forced to make the stop. Might have been off the woodwork, but couldn't take the chance, and it's a corner for Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah, Pepe trying to sneak it in the near post, using the big guys in the middle as a decoy. Don't know if it would have went in. I think probably would have came off the outside the post, but St. Clair's got to get over. And Palmet out for a corner kick.
The two corners in the match so far, both to Cote d'Ivoire. The one for Pepe. Low driving ball. Adekubi was there. Got it out. Kessie knocks it back. Kona. Ishmael Kone will chase it all the way down. Cornelius can't find a teammate. Osorio gets a piece of it. Drops down in for Jemison. Sangare. Stolen by Nelson. But given right back once more. Pepe knocking it back. Sangare. Adingra. Gasol was there. Didn't get the pass, but still alive for the African side. Kona. To deal with Ali Ahmed. Akpa. Back to Kasunu. And Waterman stepping up to make a play, but the foul comes all the way back into that center circle, and it's still with Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah, late one from Jade Nelson. There's the free kick near post. Dane Sinclair is over. Comes it out, but Cote d'Ivoire having a really good spell here, Blake, on top.
22 minutes old here in Toronto. Like Bryce, Stephen Caldwell bringing you the action of this fourth and final match of the Canadian Shield, and finally a pass wrong for Cote d'Ivoire after, as you mentioned, a boatload of time with the ball here and in the right half. Chile Rea trying to get things going right in front of the technical area of Canada. It's over Ahmed. Kone's in to help. Stolen back by the visitors. Pepe. Zongare going wide for Singo. Backline will reset here. Zongare cutting through that center circle and in a ton of spaces. Ile Kona. Guillaume. Dancing down the near side touchline. Waterman sticks a foot out. Got the initial tackle. He and Larea rattled between the two of them, and that was pulled out by the Ivorian, and it's Canadian ball here.
Tricky little customer, isn't he? Guillaume. Lovely balance, low centre of gravity, and he's capable of just dropping a hip, going in another direction. A chance there to find Nicolas Pepe. This is a foul at the end of it. I don't know if it was given. Guillaume wasn't. Free kick. I'm sorry, a throw into Larea, but maybe he was a bit unlucky not to get a foul there. He had the chance to put in Pepe just before that. Elected to go in behind Waterman instead of maybe in front of the pass. Canada struggling at the minute with Ibrahim Sangare just dominating everything in the middle of the park. His power and pace, size, getting on the ball. They've got to figure out how to get somebody close to him to stop him being in charge of this game.
Kona. Charged through Waterman, and Waterman just stood his ground, and that's what he's going to contest, that he came into me, but the call is made, and an interesting free kick coming here for Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah, does he just run into him, or does Waterman block him? I think Waterman knows what he's doing. You see how he turns his left shoulder into his Kona in there. It's a free kick. I think quite anxious here is look at Jesse Marsh, Mauro Biello and Paul Stalteri. They know their side's second best at the moment.
Pepe and Adingra once again are the options. As we hit 25 minutes. Adingra turning towards goal. Osorio dives to make the play. Pepe with that left foot. And again, well defended by Canada, this time Cornelius. Gassan, bit of a heavy touch, swept towards Waterman, and Larea has to be perfect, and he is back to St. Clair.
So far, Dane Sinclair's went long a lot of times with the ball at his feet. And you see the eyes of the strikers from Cote d'Ivoire are really looking to try and press, but they're going to try and play out at some point. Be brave to have a period of possession here and trying to go long again. It's not working, the tactic.
Laren, bit of a heavy touch on that first touch, allowed the interception. That one jumped up into the arm of Waterman, I think, but they play on, and that rattled off of Ahmed, but he was already out, so it's a Canadian throw. And the complaints about the possible handball are towards the fourth official right now, but in the rear view, Larea. Looking for Ahmed, that got through. Ahmed a chance along the byline here. Canada into the final third for the first time in a long time. But looking for Larea didn't work, and that one is off of Ahmed. Back to Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah, it's a bit too obvious from Ali Ahmed. He's going to play quicker, back inside, get it across the other side. Playing in in small little patches of the field at the moment, Canada. They're going to try and stretch it, move the ball a little quicker to get Cote d'Ivoire out their shape that little bit. Great crossfield ball that was.
Stolen by Anakubi.